my first lump of coal is to Vice President Kamala Harris, because not only did she run what I've experienced as a very inauthentic campaign when she's writing 7 or 8 figure checks to celebrities who can't even be bothered to sing for her, and to build sets that are not worth the price tag. It was astroturfing. And it was interesting to me how Kamala Harris, she over and over, she would be asked a question and then she would say, well, as someone from a middle class family, even though it had nothing to do with the question. And my experience of that was that she was trying to basically do class warfare, that she was trying to, in her brain, she thought that the more she talked about being middle
No,
class, the
I
more she
understand.
could
I
drive people
understand.
away from Trump and create
Right,
jealousy
right.
and really a socialist mindset to be angry at someone's success or wealth. And so it was just, but I think that the most upsetting, even more upsetting part of what she did was that she spent 3.5 years covering up for Joe Biden, for the
It
leader of
wasn't
the
three and a
world,
half
and
years.
his
And
decline, and people saying, oh, he was doing gymnastics around everyone in private. And anyway, she deserves a big lump of coal.
okay, actually, my big lump of coal in terms of the biggest loser of 2024 actually goes to the President Biden himself, because after a very productive first 2 years, he has severely tarnished his legacy. The list goes on and on. He should have never run. And as we've talked about before, the worst thing that happened to the Dems was doing well in the midterms. If they'd been shellacked as they were in 2008 and 1994, it would have forced Biden to not run. It would have forced them to go after voters that they weren't winning, which is obviously something that they didn't do very well. It's easy to go after voters that you're winning. And then, I mean, the list just went on and on from his terrible debate performance. He still refused to step down. And this, again, robbed the American people of what they deserve. But debates, I mean, Democrats criticized Trump for not participating in debates. At least they had them, right? And then the primary process, which never happened. I think Kamala Harris, as you know, we said on the show many times, was never a big fan of hers. She was dealt a lousy hand, and I think she played it as well as she could. I think her problem is that she's not a bad politician when it comes to being prepared. She kicked Trump's ass in the debate or reading the teleprompter, but when it comes to being a nimble politician and answering about questions that were about as unpredictable as the sunrise, like, well, gee, would you have done anything different? No one was ever going to ask that question. She totally flubbed it. But the bottom line is it should have never been this way. There should have been a full, and then Biden, if he hadn't already, stepped on himself enough, was brittle during the campaign. And then to top it all off, after he said he wouldn't, he pardoned his son. And I think only about even 25% of Democrats even approve of that. It was just a terrible way. And it's too bad because he had some real good accomplishments, but he goes out a bitter man. And the best part of it all is I'm hearing rumors that he still said he could have won. Now, if that's not detached from reality, I don't know what is.